Here is a Lakewood P223 third generation box fan. This is a particular configuration I've been looking for. I don't know what it is with all these vacation destinations that we end up at, but they tend to have kind of unusual vintage box fans. There's nothing unusual about this model itself. It's more so the finish that's not common around here. This is the dark brown finish, which looks fantastic in paneled rooms. In this region, this finish is pretty much non-existent. I remember seeing these around here all the time years ago, and it was always the light brown or the tan kind of colored finish. I had never seen one of these in person until a couple of years ago. Actually I saw two of these. Well, three of these at various vacation houses. The first one I saw was I think it was some kind of a transitionary model between the first and the second generation. It had the second generation blade set, but the cabinet was exceptionally thin. That was the first and only I've seen of that in any color. A couple years ago, I actually was able to come across, under very unexpected circumstances, the standard second generation 223 in brown, which is over there. I have not seen that thin cabinet configuration since that one house. I've never seen a picture of it either that I can recall. And then last year, why is this so crooked? Last year, at a different vacation house, I encountered two of these fans. And it was an interesting situation because one of them had what I would call a Robeson blade. The blade in the center did not have those fake vents. It was just flat, which is how the Robeson blades are. And then of course the Lakewood blades have the fake vents in the second generation and the third generation. So those two fans otherwise appeared identical aside from the blades. So a very interesting situation there in regards to the relation between Robeson and Lakewood. But anyways, this is the more common variant with the standard Lakewood blade. Not common around here though, in terms of the finish. I remember seeing second and third generation 223s everywhere when I was younger, but they were always the light tan finish. I never remember seeing this dark brown. I don't know if these are common in other parts of the country or not. It's kind of interesting to see how different pieces of equipment still exist in other parts of the country, and then in other regions they're just gone. Like around here, box fans are gone. No vintage box fans around here whatsoever, but yet there's still plenty of the Lakewood Galaxy oscillating fans from the 70s and the 80s, and then in other parts of the countries it can be the exact opposite. So this one surfaced at the OK Will. I don't recall what it cost because I removed the sticker immediately in hopes that I could get it off without too much damage, but it didn't work. I didn't really care what it cost. I was going to get it anyways because this was one that I was looking for. I mean, you know, within reason. If it was $100, I wouldn't have gotten it, but I'm sure it was like $5 or $10. So this, I don't think has ever been used. Let's take a look at the back here. If it was used only a handful of times. The motor is completely clean. Normally you see dust caked in there if it's been used for years. Really no dust to speak of on the blades or the guards. It's really in immaculate condition. It even has the feet. These are very, very rare. I don't even want to take them off because they always break. I really don't need them on these though. They're still heavy enough and the cabinets are still wide enough that they typically don't tip over. It is in excellent condition, sans from the stupid irremovable. Okay, well, sticker, and it's like a little bit of water damage. Maybe it's set out in the rain. Not water damage, like you can see the water drops on there. I think it was supposed to be more of a high gloss paint, but it's kind of lost its luster on the sides and the top. It might clean up good, I don't know. Some melamine foam can work wonders on the paint. There's the informations on the frame. It's a 223, 2.7 amps. It claims to be manufactured by Lakewood Engineering and Manufacturing Company. And we'll see the tag on the motor probably says 2.3 amps. No, it says 2.1 amps. That's a pretty serious discrepancy. Usually it's 2.7 and 2.3. Why is the focus not staying? There we go. The top. So this is really an incredible find, both to find it in person in this area, because they just don't exist around here, and then to find this configuration, which was the exact configuration I was looking for. Quite unusual. Cord's a bit knotted up here. This is a polarized plug. I imagine that the guards were white along with the, oh no, they were white along with the handle and the knob when this was new, but the guards have yellowed over the years, and you can tell they're very, they got that brittle plastic sound to them. Although I think only one slat, yeah, there's only one slat missing on the back, so all things considered the guards are pretty much flawless. And I assume that the handle and the knob were also white, but they've all turned like a light brown color, which ironically matches the blades, and so it looks just fine, even though it's not really what it's supposed to be. I think the bearings are kind of stiff on this. I'm not sure if that's because it has never been used or because it's cold. It's currently 68 degrees in here, but it was like 55 this morning before I turned on the heat. So we'll start it up on low. I don't think it's going to run at full speed. No, it most definitely is not. Well, we might have to just postpone the testing of it, because there's no point running it like that. 0.68 the amps, 55 the watts, power factor 0.67 at 119 the volts. Yeah, this is too locked up to run. It'll take off at full power. That's 2.12 amps. The motor tag is accurate. 177 watts. Power factor 0.71, which is pretty respectable for a shifted pole motor. And it's actually thrown out a lot of air, more than I remembered these doing. I think that this one's working a little better than usual. I wonder if I don't know, I wonder if the blades are starting to work on these things. I just don't recall them working as well. Granted, it's springtime, so it's been months since I've used one of these, but I just don't remember these performing quite that well. I don't think that the blades are starting to warp on these units, but Who knows? I know the stinking Lasco D blades are, which is really unfortunate. But these, I don't. This one is definitely not warped at all. I don't know. Maybe I just not remembering it correctly. That's very powerful. Or it could also be that the other one I have is just filthy. Well, whatever, it works great. And we'll have to do a servicing on the motor. Normally I'd say clean and service, but there's nothing to clean. It's absolutely immaculate. So we'll get this one going for this year, hopefully, and then as well as the second generation one in the same color scheme. And I think these will look great in the living room.